Sterling's most important overseas project had come down to two finalists, me and the boyfriend I'd been dating for 3 years. On the day the winner was announced, he got the project and, at the victory dinner, thanked the woman who quietly stood behind him. Unfortunately, that woman wasn't me, it was the new intern. Just as I became the laughingstock of the entire company, no one knew that my legal husband Sterling's elusive billionaire founder, Quinn, had just texted me, "The car's downstairs. Come home for dinner tonight." The afternoon the project results were revealed, the conference room was packed. Chase and I stood side by side in front of the projector screen, my palms slightly damp. This overseas project mattered to the company, but it mattered even more to our careers. For the past 3 months, I'd worked past midnight every day. I'd produced 5 versions of the data analysis and rehearsed the proposal countless times. Chase looked a lot more relaxed than I did. He leaned against the table, laughing softly with a colleague. "The decision is in," director said, opening a folder. "The project lead will be Chase." Applause broke out. I froze for 2 full seconds before I realized I'd lost. No, not lost, Chase had won. I clapped woodenly, my palms stinging. Chase rose, wearing the appropriate smile. "Thank you for your trust. To pull this off, I owe special gratitude to one person." Every gaze swung to me. I assumed the same thing. After all, the core data analysis Chase was about to present was something I'd slaved over for 3 straight nights. The slickest market forecast slide in the deck was also my work. Surely he'd thank me, if only out of courtesy, with a line like, "Thanks to my girlfriend for her support. She always appears when I need her most, sparks my inspiration, shows me angles I'd never see," Chase said, voice throbbing with emotion. "Without her, this proposal wouldn't exist." His glance slid past me and landed on the corner of the room. I followed it. Molly stood up, cheeks flushed, and nodded at Chase. Today she wore a soft pink cardigan and a ponytail, bright, youthful. The room went quiet for a beat. Then someone murmured, "So it's not Jordan." I thought Cameron would thank his girlfriend. Dylan's sharp, last time she put that client file together in no time. I stood there feeling every drop of blood flood my face. Not from shyness, from humiliation. Chase went on, "Dylan may be an intern, but her thinking is fresh, many of the proposal's innovations came from her." Lies. Those innovations were insights I'd mined from 20-odd industry reports in the middle of the night. I even remembered messaging Chase, "These angles could be our breakthrough." He'd answered, "Sophie, you're amazing." Now that amazing had become Molly's credit. After the meeting, colleagues surrounded Chase and Molly, laughing and planning the victory dinner. "Jordan, you coming?" one colleague asked politely. Before I could answer, Molly chirped, "Yeah, you've got to come, sis." Everyone poured their heart into this. She paused, sweetened her voice to a whisper, "Who did exactly what? Probably only the doer really knows, right?" The group hushed for a second. Molly flashed an even sweeter smile. "I mean, a veteran like sis must have given Cameron tons of guidance." Someone chuckled. "Dylan sure knows how to talk." My hand stilled as I packed my laptop. The girl looked harmless, but every sentence had a barb. What was she insinuating? That I'd merely guided, while the real glory belonged to someone else? "I'll pass," I said evenly. "Have fun." Near the elevator I heard, "Jordan." It was Chase. "Why aren't you joining dinner?" He walked up, reaching for my hand like it was the most natural thing. I stepped back. "Not hungry." "Don't be mad," he said, grinning. "I know you worked hard, but Dylan really helped. Try to understand, she's new and needs encouragement. Besides, director and the others like her. Public praise will boost her career." "So my 3 all-nighters, my data, my forecasts, none of that counts as help?" I stared at him. Chase's smile froze. "Come on, we're a couple. Helping me is what you should do. Dylan's an outsider, of course I thank her in public. You're my closest person, I'll make it up to you in private." "Should." The word drove straight into my heart like a blade. "I'm leaving." I jabbed the elevator button. Chase started to speak when his phone rang. He glanced at the screen, smile reappearing. Dylan? Yeah, be right there. The door slid open, I stepped inside. Chase was already striding toward the celebration no goodbye. The instant the elevator closed, my phone buzzed. Quinn, the car's downstairs. Come home for dinner. I stared at the text a long time. Quinn, my legal husband, the company's founder, a man to whom I'd spoken maybe a dozen heartfelt sentences in the year since our wedding. To my marriage to he was a transaction. A year ago, my dad collapsed with a heart attack and needed surgery $30,000. I'd worked only 2 years and saved just 5. I begged every relative and friend and scraped together 10. Still 15 short. That night I sat in the hospital corridor until dawn. A nurse passed and whispered, "Your dad can't wait much longer." Morning found me at Sterling. In the elevator I ran into Quinn, dark gray suit, eyes fixed on the doors. When he passed my desk, his glance would linger a second, then slide away. We got off on the same floor. He strode ahead, I lagged. Back at my pod, my assistant said, "The CEO wants you." I walked into his office. He sat behind the desk holding a printout. "You've been off your game lately." I lowered my head. "Sorry. I'll fix it." "Family trouble?" I blinked. He never asked about personal lives. "My dad's in the hospital," I said. "How much do you need?" I met his calm stare. 15,000. I'll sign an IOU and pay in installments. He studied me not with pity, simply detachment. "I can give you 30, he said. "On one condition." My pulse hammered. "What?" "Marry me." I thought I'd misheard. "Pardon?" "I need a wife to get my mother off my back," he said, unruffled. "Contract marriage, no interference, divorce in 1 year. No wifely duties, just occasional appearances. Think it over." I didn't wait for tomorrow. Dad's condition worsened, the doctor said operate now. That afternoon I texted Quinn, "I agree." 3 days later, Dad came through surgery. A week after that, Quinn and I filed the paperwork at City Hall. It drizzled that day. I wore a white blouse and black trousers, Quinn wore his usual suit. We stood outside City Hall for 5 minutes without a word. The clerk told us to stand closer for the photo. He rested a hand on my shoulder, warm, even through the fabric. That was our first physical contact. After the shutter clicked, his hand lifted away. "Back outside," he said, "I prepared a guest room for you. I'm rarely home for meals. If I need you for an event, I'll let you know." "All right," I said. "Any questions?" I shook my head. He nodded. "Then that's it." He turned to go, I stopped him. "Thank you." He paused without looking back. "No need. We both got what we needed." 3 That's how it's been for more than a year. He leaves early, returns late, I'm stuck at the office just as much. We seldom share a meal, never see a movie, never touch. The only exception, every month he wires me $5,000. The first time, I called him. "What's this?" "Allowance," he said. "We agreed on a contract marriage," I protested. "I don't want your money." "Jordan," he replied, indifferent, "you're my legal wife. A husband supports his wife, it's my obligation." I tried to return it, he wouldn't accept. I ended up saving every cent, planning to hand it all back when we divorced. But there were details I noticed only later. When I worked late, a latte lightly sweetened, exactly how I like it, would appear on my desk. At first I thought a colleague had bought it, then I overheard admin girls gossiping that the CEO's assistant always specified, "Jordan's is lightly sweet." Once, a client bullied me, threatening to file a complaint. The next morning he apologized, claiming he'd made a mistake. I later learned his company wanted to partner with Sterling. He had personally reminded him to respect our staff. Another time, at a department dinner, Chase got drunk and started taking jabs at my competence, implying I'd only survived because of him. I was about to leave when director took a phone call, face darkening, and hauled Chase outside for a scolding. Looking back, those lucky breaks probably weren't coincidences. We had 2 months left on the contract. I sat in his car, city lights sliding past the windows. Inside, only the low hum of the engine broke the silence. "The project decision came out today," he said suddenly. I glanced at him, profile sharp, eyes on the road, an ascetic kind of handsome. "Yeah," I answered. "Chase got it. Your proposal was actually better." I blinked. "You read it?" "I read every proposal that reaches final review. Your data analysis is rock solid, and the market forecasts are dead on," he said. "At least 60% of Chase's proposal is your work." He knew everything. My throat tightened. "Then why did you let it pass?" "Because I can't let personal relationships interfere with company decisions," he replied. "The review team thinks Chase has stronger overall ability. I respect their judgment." Personal relationships. He meant our marriage. A marriage no one in the company even knew existed. "I understand," I said. The car stopped outside my loft. He unbuckled his seat belt. "Let's go up." Inside, I smelled food. 4 dishes and a bowl of soup waited on the dining table, everything I loved. "You cooked?" I asked. He changed into slippers. "You've been under pressure lately. Eat a little more." I stood in the entryway, suddenly on the verge of tears. Over the past year, he had never shortchanged me. He remembered what I liked, ordered takeout when I worked late, brought medicine when I was sick. But he never asked extra questions. Never asked if I was tired, if I was happy. Because we were only contract spouses. His care was just part of the contract, exactly what Chase called expected. "I'll go wash up," I said. In the restroom mirror my eyes were red. I splashed cold water on my face, took several deep breaths, and walked out. He was already at the table, ladling soup for me. "Drink it while it's hot." I sat and lifted the bowl. The soup was scalding so hot my eyes nearly spilled over. "Jordan," he said suddenly. I looked up. "If you're wronged at the company, you can tell me," he said. "I can't interfere with business decisions, but if someone bullies you, I can handle it." I shook my head. "No one's bullying me." He studied me without a word. That gaze made me uncomfortable. I lowered my head and focused on the soup. After dinner I helped clear the dishes. He told me not to bother and to rest. I went to the guest room and lay on the bed scrolling through my phone. On Instagram, Chase had posted, "Thanks to the team, thanks to Dylan, thanks to everyone who supported me. New journey, let's go." The photo was from the victory dinner. Chase stood in the center, Molly beside him, smiling sweetly. I wasn't in the picture. Comments flooded in with congratulations. Someone asked, "Cameron's girlfriend? Why wasn't she there?" Chase replied, "She had something today. I'll treat her another day." I stared at that reply for a long time, then opened my chat with Chase. Our last message was 3 days ago. I'd sent, "Data analysis done, have a look." He'd answered, "Sophie's the best, heart." Now that best had become Dylan's label. Just as I was about to set the phone down, I noticed Chase had accidentally forwarded a chat with Molly along with a file. I tapped it. The messages started 3 months back. "Dylan, good morning, Cameron. Let's crush it today. Chase, morning, little sleepyheads up?" Dylan, hee, just woke. "Did Cameron eat breakfast?" Chase, not yet, you? Dylan, I brought you a breakfast sandwich. The cafe downstairs just launched it, super yummy. Chase, thanks so much, Dylan. Dylan, no worries. Happy I could help. I scrolled down. Every morning Dylan greeted Chase. Sometimes a simple hi, sometimes a cute sticker. "That shirt looks so hot on Cameron," and similar compliments. Chase always replied. They talked work, life, movies, food. Dylan complained projects were hard, Chase patiently explained. Dylan mentioned the new bubble tea flavor downstairs. Chase said he'd treat her next time. Then I saw a message that stopped my heart. Dylan sent a photo-a pendant necklace, teardrop-shaped, delicate. Dylan, Cameron, this necklace is gorgeous. Chase, nice, suits you. Dylan, really? But it's pricey, over $3,000. Chase, if you like it, buy it. My treat. Dylan, seriously? Cameron, you're the best. Chase, you've helped me plenty. It's only right. Sent 1 month ago. 2 weeks ago Chase had also given me a necklace, same teardrop, same style. Said he'd picked it specially for me, that it matched me. I'd been touched, thinking he'd finally figured out what I liked. Turns out Dylan had chosen it. Or he'd bought 2 identical ones, one for her, one for me. My hand shook. Further down, I found more. On Valentine's Day, the skincare set Chase gave me, Dylan had recommended the brand. On New Year's, the cashmere scarf, Dylan picked it. Last month for my birthday, the bistro reservation, Dylan told him which place was good. I'd been a marionette, strings pulled by Dylan, enjoying gifts she selected, going to restaurants she approved, living a life she designed. The irony? I'd thought Chase had changed, become more thoughtful, more in tune with me. I set the phone down and inhaled. Don't cry, I told myself. Don't cry. But tears still fell. I covered my mouth to muffle any sound. A knock sounded at the door. Jordan, his voice. You okay? I wiped my face and forced steadiness. I'm fine. I brewed some ginger tea. Want a cup? No, thanks. Silence outside for a moment. If you need me, I'm in the living room. His footsteps faded. I hugged my knees on the bed, staring at the screen. Chat after chat between Chase and Dylan lay there, each line flaying my heart. I ought to be furious to confront Chase, to break up. But I just felt drained. So exhausted I didn't even have the energy to be angry. 5 next morning I woke at 8:30. I never slept that late. Usually I'm up by 7, grab a quick breakfast, and head to Sterling. But I hadn't slept all night, every thought was of their messages. After washing up I stepped out. Breakfast sat on the dining table, breakfast sandwich, milk, fruit, and a sticky note. Food's in the warmer. If you're tight on time, the driver can take you, his neat handwriting. I checked the time, no chance to eat. I grabbed my bag and my phone rang. Chase. Sophie, why didn't you come to dinner last night? He sounded relaxed. Everyone was asking about you. Didn't feel well, I said. Better today? He asked. Let's eat together tonight, my treat. Celebration for landing the project. No thanks. Come on. His tone turned cajoling. You're not still mad, right? I should have thanked you publicly, but you know Dylan's new, she needs encouragement. You're so awesome, you already know you're great without me saying it, yeah? My grip on the phone tightened. Chase, I said, what exactly is your relationship with Dylan? A few seconds of silence. What do you mean? She's my subordinate, he said, laughing. An intern. Just a subordinate? Of course. He chuckled. Don't tell me you're jealous? Sophie, you're adorable. Dylan and I are strictly professional. Don't overthink. Then why do you chat with her every day? His voice shifted. You went through my phone? You sent it to me by mistake, I said. Good mornings, good nights, bringing her breakfast, bubble tea treats, gifting a necklace. That's professional? Jordan, let me explain, he said hastily. Dylan's helped me a ton, being nice is natural. But there's nothing between us, believe me. And the necklace? I asked. You gave me the exact same one. He went quiet. I just thought it looked nice, bought 2, he said. One for you, one for Dylan. What's the issue? She's earned it. Pretty normal, right? Normal. He said it so casually. Jordan, stop making a scene, okay? Impatience crept in. I'm under huge pressure lately, can you not add to it? Add to it. I'd become a hassle. I'm not making a scene, I said. I just want to know, in your eyes, what's the difference between Dylan and me? Of course there's a difference, Chase said. You're my girlfriend, she's my subordinate. Isn't that clear enough? If I'm your girlfriend, why do you chat with her daily, buy her breakfast, send gifts, but never check in on me unless you have to? When didn't I care? His voice rose. I asked about dinner yesterday. Only because someone mentioned me, I said. Chase, when did you last take me to dinner just because? When did you last bring me breakfast? When did you last give me a gift that wasn't because a calendar told you to? He had no answer. We've been together 3 years, I said. In 3 years you never once brought me breakfast. Dylan shows up for 3 months and you let her bring you breakfast every day, praising how thoughtful she is. Her place is on the way. Chase said. She passes the cafe anyway, what's the big deal? Do you know where I live? I asked. He froze. Exactly, I said. Because you've never been to my loft. 3 years, and you never bothered learning my address. Jordan I hung up. I couldn't listen anymore. Every excuse insulted my intelligence. 6 at Sterling, I went straight to the restroom. In the mirror I looked awful, puffy eyes, obviously cried. I splashed cold water, touched up my makeup, took a deep breath, and walked out. No sooner had I sat than colleague leaned over. Jordan, why'd you skip the victory dinner? Everyone was waiting. Wasn't feeling well, I said. Oh. Colleague looked at me, hesitating. Jordan, did you and Cameron have a fight? I lifted my head. Why do you ask? Colleague lowered her voice. At the victory dinner last night everyone wondered why you weren't there. Cameron said you weren't feeling well, but... But what? But Molly said she saw you downstairs and you didn't look good. Colleague said, so everyone's guessing you two had a fight. I pressed my lips into a smile. Molly. She really knew what she was doing. One sentence and the whole room understood I'd skipped the dinner on purpose. No fight, I said. I really felt sick, it started yesterday afternoon. Colleague nodded, but she didn't look convinced. I opened my laptop and started working. At 10 the director called me to the conference room. Jordan, come here, he said. I went. Chase was already there. About the overseas project, the director said, I need you and Chase to hand it off. Chase is the lead, but the data analysis and market research still need your support. I looked at Chase. He avoided my eyes. I understand, I said. Good, the director said. Sync up as soon as possible, we need the first draft of the execution proposal by Monday. After the director left, only Chase and I remained. Sophie, Chase began, about this morning, let me explain. No need, I said. Work is work, I'll cooperate. Just hear me. Chase stepped closer, reaching for my hand. I stepped back. Tell me what you need. Chase's face darkened. You're really going to be like this? Like what? I looked at him. We're discussing work, aren't we? Jordan, you've changed, Chase said. You never used to be like this. Right, I never used to be like this, I said. I used to volunteer to finish your data analysis, stay late to polish your proposals, drop everything whenever you needed me. But that was because I thought we were a couple. I thought you'd remember everything I did, that you'd thank me, respect me. Now I realize I was wrong. Chase's face flushed. Jordan, did you come here today just to pick a fight? No, I said. I came to work. If you need my help, tell me exactly what. If not, I'll go back to my own tasks. Chase stared at me for a few seconds, then gave a cold laugh. Fine. You win. He spun around and slammed the door on his way out. I stood in the empty conference room, palms slick with sweat. I'd done it. I hadn't cried, hadn't begged, hadn't caved. So why did my heart still ache? At lunch I went alone to the bistro downstairs. I'd just ordered when Chase and Molly walked in. Molly had her arm hooked through Chase's, laughing brightly. Chase was laughing too, they looked cozy. I carried my tray to a corner table. They didn't see me or Chase pretended not to. I ate with my head down, every bite tasted like cardboard. Jordan. I looked up. Molly stood in front of me, tray in hand, sweet smile in place. Mind if I sit? She asked. I glanced around. Plenty of empty tables. Suit yourself, I said. She sat. Chase sat beside her, far from me. Jordan, you look pale, Molly said sweetly. Still not feeling well? You missed the victory dinner last night, and Cameron even asked me to pack you some food. But then I figured you probably couldn't eat, so I didn't. Her words sounded caring, but every syllable itched. I'm fine, I said. Good, Molly chirped. Honestly, you don't have to push yourself so hard. I see you working overtime every night, it's bad for your health. Look at me, I leave on time and rest when I should. Work should be moderate, right? She paused, voice even sweeter. Of course, maybe I'm just lucky to have a great mentor like Cameron. The tricks he's taught me are super useful. For example, some data analysis doesn't need to be done from scratch. Find the right reference, tweak it a little, and you're done. I set my chopsticks down and looked at her. Molly blinked. What's wrong, Jordan? Did I say something bad? Not at all, I said. You're right. Find the right reference, tweak it, definitely saves effort. Chase finally spoke. Dylan, enough. He sounded annoyed. Molly shut up at once and lowered her head to eat, though the smile lingered. Oh, Jordan, she piped up again after a moment, that pendant necklace is gorgeous. Did Cameron give it to you? My hand flew to my throat. I was wearing the necklace Chase had given me 2 weeks ago. It really is pretty, Molly said. I have the exact same one. She pulled out an identical teardrop pendant and dangled it in front of me. Cameron gave it to me, she said, beaming. He said it suited me perfectly. I was thrilled. He told you it suited you too, right, Jordan? He's so sweet to both of us. Her tone was innocent, her eyes anything but. I clenched my fists under the table and swallowed the anger. Yes, I said calmly, he did say it suited me. Then we're bonded by fate. Molly exclaimed, all fake delight. But Jordan, you and Cameron have been together so long, he must have given you tons of gifts. I've only just joined and he's already spoiling me. I feel almost guilty. She glanced at Chase, secretly gloating. Chase lifted his head and smiled at her, tender, indulgent, the same smile he once saved for me, the one that used to make me feel special. Now it belonged to Molly. I stood. I'm full. Already? Molly's eyes widened. You barely touched your food. Did we disturb you? Sorry, I just hate eating alone. I picked up my tray. No big deal. I've lost my appetite. Enjoy your lunch. Outside the bistro my phone buzzed. A message from him, what do you want for dinner? I stared at it for a long time. I suddenly wanted to go home, back to that quiet, safe apartment, back to the man who never asked me to make myself smaller. At 3 o'clock I received a file from Chase. This is the first draft of the project execution proposal. Check it and fix anything that's off. We're submitting it tomorrow morning. I opened the file. The proposal was sloppy, almost no data analysis, the market research a handful of bullet points. This would never pass. I checked the time, 3 p.m. deadline, tomorrow morning. One afternoon, one night. I messaged Chase, this proposal needs major revisions, one day isn't enough. Also, several key data sets are lifted straight from my previous report without citation or re-verification. If review notices, the project's credibility is shot. Chase replied instantly, "Handle it however you want, just get it done by tomorrow." I stared at the message and laughed. Handle it. Classic Chase, dump the mess on me and walk away. In the past I would have stayed up all night rewriting, supplementing data, polishing every slide so his proposal looked perfect. Not anymore. I answered, "Recommend we delay delivery or lower the quality bar. Submitting this as is will invite tough questions from review." Chase called. "Jordan, what the hell?" He snapped. "This is a high-stakes project and you want me to delay or lower standards? You trying to embarrass me in front of the director?" "I'm stating facts," I said. "The current draft is weak and needs more time than we have. If you insist on the deadline, quality will drop." "You always managed before," Chase said. "Why not now?" "Because before is before and now is now," I said. "I used to help because I thought we were a couple. Now I know I was wrong, so I'm done giving unconditionally." "Jordan." His voice rose. "Are you deliberately sabotaging me today?" "No," I said. "I'm doing my job. Coordinating with you is my responsibility, cleaning up your messes is not." Chase barked, "Fine, just wait and see." And hung up. I set my phone down and returned to my own tasks. At 6 I prepared to leave. Another message from Chase popped up. "Sophie, can we talk? I've been harsh these past 2 days, but I'm under huge pressure. This project is vital to me. Could you help me one more time? Just once, please?" His tone was soft, even pitiful, exactly what used to melt me. Now it only turned my stomach. I replied, "Sorry, I've got plans. I'm heading out." I shut my laptop, packed up, and left. In the elevator another text arrived. "Jordan, do you have to be this heartless? 3 years together, are those 3 years worth nothing?" Worth nothing. He'd finally said it. In his mind our 3 years were nothing but currency to trade for favors. I didn't answer. I blocked him. Outside Sterling I saw his car at the curb. He opened the door as I approached. "You're off early today," he said. "Yeah." I slid into the passenger seat. As the car pulled away he asked, "So you and Chase broke up?" I glanced at him, startled. He kept his eyes on the road, expression calm. "Educated guess. You've been off the past couple of days." "Yeah," I said. "We're done." "He cheat?" "In a way," I said. "Emotionally." He nodded and said no more. Silence settled for a while. "Jordan," he said suddenly, "our contract expires in 2 months." My heart gave a hard squeeze. "If you'd like to end things early, I'm willing to cooperate," he said. "We can get the divorce decree anytime." I didn't speak. For some reason, the word divorce stung. Quinn paused. "If you're willing, we can keep going." I turned to look at him. "Not a contract marriage," he said. "A real one." I thought I'd misheard. "What?" "I want to be with you, properly," he said. "Not because of a deal, not because of a contract, because I want to." His hands tightened on the wheel. "This year I realized I like you. I like eating with you, cooking for you, listening to you, having you in the house." "It's sudden," he said. "Take your time. If you don't want this, we'll stick to the original plan and divorce. If you do want it, I'll treat you even better than I do now." Tears spilled without warning. He panicked. "What's wrong? Did I say something?" I shook my head and wiped my eyes. "Quinn," I said, "can you hug me first?" The car pulled to the curb. He unbuckled, leaned over, and wrapped me in his arms. He smelled warm, a hint of men's cologne. I cried against his shoulder. For more than a year I'd believed I was alone. I thought Quinn and I were nothing but a contract, that his kindness was duty. I thought feelings were impossible between us. I'd been wrong. He liked me. And it seemed I liked him too. That night Quinn and I talked for hours. He told me he'd noticed me long ago. The moment you joined Sterling, your presence stood out, he said. You were driven, meticulous, passionate. Every time I walked past your department you were still at your desk. When your dad got sick and you came to borrow money, he went on, I saw desperation and helplessness in your eyes, but also strength. I wanted to help, to protect you. So I proposed marriage. What if I'd refused? I asked. I'd have lent you the money anyway, he said. No interest, no payback required. I stared at him. But you said yes. He smiled. I was happy. Every single day this past year, coming home has been the part one look forward to most, he said. Even if we only traded hellos or stayed in our own corners, I felt content. I loved cooking for you, watching you eat what I made. I loved seeing you in pajamas reading in the living room, loved the sound of your voice when you occasionally spoke to me. I know our relationship was abnormal, he said, but I want to make it normal. Warmth spread through me. Quinn, I said, I like you too. His eyes lit up. But I can't tell yet whether it's dependence, gratitude, or love, I added. I only know I like being with you. I like your cooking, your gentle voice, the way you look at me like I matter. I want to try, I said. Try to be truly together. He grinned the brightest smile I'd ever seen on him. Then let's start, he said. Start what? Dating, he said. We're already married, but I want to court you all over again. I laughed. Okay. That night he held my hand while we strolled the Hudson paths. He told me he wasn't really a workaholic, he just hated returning to an empty loft. Since I moved in, he started rushing home. Every month he agonized over the allowance transfer. Too much might pressure me, too little might shortchange me. He'd longed to share proper meals and real conversation, but feared crossing the contract line. So I poured it all into cooking, he said. I care about you a lot. I squeezed his hand. I get it now. Jordan, he stopped under a street lamp and turned. Moonlight washed over his face, his gaze gentle. Can I kiss you? My cheeks burned, but I nodded. He bent and brushed his lips across my forehead. Good night, he whispered. 9 The next morning I woke to the sizzle of eggs. In the kitchen he was flipping omelets. Morning, I said. He glanced back, smiling. Morning. Sleep well? Perfect. Good. Breakfast's almost ready, go wash up. After I finished in the restroom, the table was set, omelets, toast, salad, and a mug of hot milk. No rush today, he said. Enjoy it. I bit into a slice of toast. Listen, he said, I want to discuss something. Shoot. Head office still doesn't know we're together, he said. Do you want to go public? I hesitated. Public meant everyone would learn I was his wife. Will it cause trouble for you? No, he said. In fact, I want it clear so no one can bully you again. Chase and Molly flashed through my mind. Then let's tell them, I said. His smile returned. Deal. After breakfast we left together, he drove me to Sterling. Outside the building he unbuckled and straightened my collar. Go get him, he said. You too. I stepped out, but he called, wait, a quick peck on my lips, then his grin, morning kiss. Back at my desk the atmosphere felt odd, colleagues huddled, whispering. They fell silent when they saw me. What's up? I asked. Little May slipped over. Sophie, check the company Slack. I opened the app. The top post read, Team, I'd like to share some personal news. Jordan is my wife. We've been married for over a year but kept it private until now. Please look out for her. Quinn, a photo of our marriage certificate sat below. The thread exploded. Holy dash, Sterling is married? To Jordan? They've been married a whole year? Mind blown. I stared, brain buffering. My phone buzzed. Quinn. See it? He sounded delighted. Saw it. Too sudden? Just, wow. I want everyone to know you're my wife, my priority, he said. And I won't let anyone hurt you again. My eyes misted. Quinn, thank you. Nothing to thank me for, he said. I hung up and finally made it to my desk, every eye tracked me. Sophie, you really are sterling? May squeaked. Gosh, you're basically the boss lady now. I'm still the same analyst, I said. But May, I cut in gently, please treat me like before. I don't want this to change anything between us. She nodded. Got it. At 10 the director summoned me. Jordan, about yesterday's project handoff. Director, if you mean Chase's proposal, I reviewed it, I interrupted. Quality is subpar, it needs a full rework. Several data citations are off and could damage Sterling's reputation if submitted. You won't fix it for him? That isn't my job, I said. I support a project leader, I don't replace one. If he can't deliver, replace him. Don't dump unpaid labor on the rest of us. The director studied me, then sighed. You're right. Honestly, Chase's performance has been lackluster. Rough slides, weak follow-through. But he already won the review slot, I can't yank him without cause. Then let him earn it, I said. If he fails, someone better will step up. Director chuckled. Jordan, you've changed. Have I? You used to accommodate, absorb extra load, compromise for the team, he said. Now you've got edge. I learned to protect myself. Good for you. Look, next month a new project drops, bigger than the overseas one. I want you to lead it. Interested? I blinked. It's high stakes and needs someone reliable, he said. You're perfect. Between us, Chase only passed the review because he leaned on your work. You'll do it better on your own. I'll take it, I said. Leaving his office, emotions tangled. I'd toiled for years without landing a key project. Now, simply by saying no and guarding my worth, I'd earned recognition. Maybe I really had changed and I liked who I was becoming. 10 at noon Chase appeared, gaunt, eyes bloodshot. Sophie, we need to talk. We really don't. I was wrong, he said. I shouldn't have ignored you, shouldn't have favored Dylan. But I didn't cheat, we're just colleagues. Really? I asked. Then why buy her breakfast, give her a pendant necklace, text her all day? Because he started, she needed me. She just joined the company, she doesn't know anything, she needs someone to look after her. So you looked after her and ignored me? I asked. I didn't ignore you. Chase stomped in frustration. I've always cared about you, I just didn't express it well. Chase, I said. Do you know what the biggest problem between us is? Chase looked at me and said nothing. You've never respected me, I said. You think it's only natural that I do things for you, you treat my effort like it's nothing, you believe that as long as we're together you can squander my feelings however you like. But you're wrong, I said. My effort has limits, my patience has a bottom line. And you, again and again, stepped right over it. Jordan, let's break up, I said. Let's part on good terms. Chase's face turned ugly. It's because of Adrian, isn't it? You've been with him all along, haven't you? I knew it. How could a regular employee like you marry Adrian? You must have hooked up with him ages ago, right? No, I said. I've been married to him for over a year and it's always been a contract marriage. Only yesterday did we decide to be together for real. A contract marriage? Chase sneered. Jordan, who do you think you're kidding? You expect me to buy that fairy tale? You married him for his money and status, and now you're playing innocent in front of me? Believe it or not, I said. We're broken up either way. You Chase was so angry he couldn't speak. Fine, great. Jordan, just you wait. I'll finish this project without you, and when I do you'll see how stupid your decision was today. Oh, and, I added coolly, I won't be touching up your project proposal anymore. Your work, your responsibility. Chase ground his teeth. Jordan, you'll regret this. I won't, I said. I only regret wasting 3 years on you. Chase spun around and stormed off. I returned to my desk and let out a long, slow breath. It was finally over. This relationship that had left me aggrieved, pained, and disappointed, at last it was over. That afternoon Molly came looking for me. Jordan, she chirped sweetly, congratulations on marrying such a great husband. Thanks, I said. I'm kind of curious, though, Molly said. When did you and Adrian meet? How did you end up married? It couldn't be. She paused, voice heavy with meaning. Could it be Adrian noticed you first and purposely gave you special treatment? Every word insinuated I'd only thrived at Sterling because of Quinn. I looked at her and said nothing. Oh, right, Molly added. Jordan, did you and Cameron break up? He's been in a foul mood, throwing tantrums all day. Is it because you suddenly went public about Adrian and he can't handle it? If you actually care about him, treat him to bubble tea, I said. He loves when people buy him bubble tea. And he adores being looked after, worshipped, the center of someone's orbit. You tick every box. You two are perfect for each other. Molly pondered for a moment. Jordan, what exactly do you mean by that? She asked. The literal meaning, I said. Cameron's never wanted a girlfriend who's independent and has her own opinions. What he likes is a girl who worships him, depends on him, treats him like her entire world. Cameron and I are just ordinary colleagues. Molly blurted defensively. Really? I smiled. Then why do you buy him breakfast every day? Why chat with him late into the night? Why wear the pendant necklace he gave you? Molly, did you think I didn't notice? Molly gave an awkward laugh. Jordan, don't misunderstand. There's no misunderstanding, I said. On the contrary, I want to thank you. Molly froze. Thank you for showing me exactly who Cameron is, I said. If it weren't for you, I'd still be fooled. So if you like him, go after him, I said. I certainly don't want him anymore. But let me warn you, Cameron takes it for granted when you help him. He thinks your kindness is automatic. And the day you can't offer him value anymore, he'll discard you without a second thought, just like he did to me. Molly's face went pale. She opened her mouth, closed it again, and finally walked away in silence. Watching her retreating back, I found the whole thing laughable. She thought she was the winner, thought she'd stolen Cameron. She didn't realize Cameron wasn't even worth stealing. 11 after work that day, Quinn picked me up. His car idled in front of the Sterling Tower, plenty of colleagues saw. Will it feel awkward? He asked. I'm okay, I said. Sooner or later I had to face it. He smiled. What do you feel like eating tonight? Whatever you cook, I'll eat. Then I'll make your favorite sweet and sour ribs. Back home, Quinn headed for the kitchen while I settled on the sofa with a book. It used to be our routine. But today it felt different. Before, we did our own things, quiet and separate. Now I kept glancing up at him, and every so often he'd turn and flash me a smile. A nameless warmth filled the air. Dinner was lavish, sweet and sour ribs, steamed sea bass, garlicky broccoli, and tomato egg soup. Try a rib, he said, placing one in my bowl. I bit into it. Sweet, tangy, perfect. Good, he asked. Better than the bistro, I said. He laughed, eyes curving. Then I'll cook them for you often. Afterward I helped clear the table. Go rest, he said. I'll clean. Let's do it together, I said. We stood side by side at the sink, he washed, I dried. Jordan, he said suddenly. Can I ask you something? Shoot. Do you regret it? He asked. Regret marrying me? I hesitated. No, I said. On the contrary, I am grateful. Grateful for what? That you showed up that day, I said. That you were willing to help, that you married me. Without you, I don't know what I would have done. He set the plate down and turned to me. Jordan, he said, I'm grateful too. Grateful you said yes, grateful you became my wife, grateful for every day of the past year with you. He brushed my cheek with his fingers. You're the best gift life has ever given me. I blinked back tears. He bent and kissed me, our first real kiss. Gentle, lingering, heart-racing. When he finally drew back, he whispered, I'll treat you even better from now on. I'll prove that marrying me was the best decision you ever made. I nestled against his chest, listening to his heartbeat. Quinn, I murmured. I love you. His body stilled, then his arms tightened around me. I love you too, he said. Always have. That night we shared a bed for the first time. He held me, I pillowed my head on his arm. Asleep? He asked softly. Not yet. What are you thinking about? The future, I said. What about it? Will we always be like this? I asked. Will we stay happy? We will, he said. I promise. If you lie? Then hit me, scold me, punish me, he said. But I won't lie. I laughed. Deal. I'll remember. He kissed my forehead. Good night, my wife. Good night, my husband. Epilogue. 2 weeks later, Chase's proposal flunked the review. The panel cited sloppy data citation, shallow market research, vague execution plans. Director ordered a full rewrite, but Chase couldn't deliver. The project was pulled and reassigned. The failure tanked Chase's standing. Worse, colleagues began questioning whether his earlier successes had also been ghostwritten. Within a month, after missing deadline after deadline, he was terminated. Molly, tarred by their romance and her own mediocre performance, was summoned by HR and chose to resign. Word is they're together now. Chase job hunting, Molly unemployed. I wish them well, they deserve each other. One loves worship, the other loves to worship. As for me, life is good. My new project is humming, praised company-wide. Last month I was promoted to department manager. More importantly, Quinn and I grow closer every day. He keeps every promise, late night snacks when I work overtime, back rubs when I'm tired, goofy jokes when I'm low. We cook together, binge watch movies, take long walks, everything couples do. Sometimes I wonder, if I hadn't said yes to his proposal that day, where would I be? Still hurting over Cameron's indifference, still stuck in a one-sided war. Thankfully I said yes. Thankfully I met him. Thankfully we ended up together. One evening he said he wanted to take me somewhere. We arrived at City Hall where we'd first signed the marriage certificate. What are we doing here? I asked. Taking a new photo, he said. Why? The first time we weren't happy, he said. I want one where we're both smiling. I grinned. All right. The clerk snapped the shot, his hand on my shoulder, me curled against him, both of us beaming. When the prints came, Quinn studied them. This is what I wanted, he said. What look? The look of happiness, he said. Happiness with you. I leaned on his shoulder, gazing at the photo. Yes, this is happiness. Not endless compromise, not one-sided giving, not restless guessing. Two people, mutual respect, mutual care, mutual company. Quinn, I said. Thank you for marrying me. He laughed and kissed my forehead. I should be thanking you for saying yes. I married him, the man who cooks for me, protects me, showers me with tenderness. Best decision of my life.